Thank you. Like you said, my name is Ernest Greenleaf. I am the Executive Director of Police Services and Risk Management here at Southwest Tennessee Community College. I've been with the college now for about 9 years. Before I was with Southwest, I was a Memphis police officer. I retired in 2016 and came to Southwest to start a second career. I'm happy to be here with you all. And like you said, we're here today because I wanted to do a presentation on active shooter. And I know we always hear of it as active shooter, but it may not always be a shooter. It may be someone with a edged weapon, a bladed weapon, or a blunt weapon, a bat or knife or something like that. So we really are concentrating on active aggression. And got to point it the right way. And I'm going to move around a little bit so, because it just, keep me from being so nervous. How about that? All right, because you got some training. All right, so in the beginning, like you said, trauma, exposure to an incident, events that are emotionally disturbing or life-threatening with lasting adverse effects on individuals' functioning and well-being does not require direct involvement in the incident. We need to focus on uh, healthy preparedness, prioritize well-being, and be mindful of the moment. And in saying that, I have our counselors from here at Southwest, Sherelle Royale and Kim Weddington. And Sherelle is going to come up, and I'm going to let her start by, speaking to you about how to handle trauma. So, Ms. Sherelle.
Y'all can clap for me too. Good morning, everyone. As Director Greenleaf just mentioned, I am Sherelle Royal, one of our amazing mental health counselors here at Southwest. I am housed at the Macon Cove campus, but we do provide services to students at our centers. Ms. Weddington, who will be up with me shortly, she's at our Union campus. Um, Trauma is real, everybody. So being able to understand that trauma is our body's natural response to anything that is scary, anything that is abnormal, anything that is shocking, it happens. When things like an active shooter is on a campus or in an area with you, a lot of times our bodies will respond in different ways: fight, flight, fright, all of these different things. It may shut down, it may try to fight, it may do things. And a lot of times, what we don't realize with trauma is the aftermath. What happens to our bodies afterwards? We might say, well, I'm not affected by that. I've heard gunshots before. I've been around people fighting before. I've seen someone with a knife before. But what is going to happen 2 weeks from that day? What may happen a month from that day? You may be somewhere and hear a firecracker and your body trembles, or you may take cover just because you've heard that noise. That's a response, that's a trauma trigger. Being able to be aware and understand that that is real and it happens and it's normal is what's really important. Our bodies sometimes don't even realize we've been in a traumatic situation. You may say, well, that wasn't too scary. I was okay. It wasn't that bad until you hear that trigger. Our body has these different senses. Our any sense that we have, smell, touch, see, feel, hear, can be related to a trauma. So even if you're in Walmart and maybe you smell something, your body may remember that from that day and you may automatically get scared. You may start to cry. You may shut down. You may get angry. Your body may do something that will show you it's triggered by something from its past or something traumatic that in that moment was extremely scary. And being able to recognize these things are important. And even if we don't recognize them right away, what we do about it afterwards is important, which is seeking professional help. Coming to talk to someone like myself, Ms. Weddington, or any other mental health professional is extremely important because trying to figure it out on our own, trying to handle it on our own, trying to ignore it is only going to conceal it and make it worse in our future. So being able to be cognitive, being able to take care of our mental health is just as important as taking care of our physical health in those moments when emergency events happen, knowing the drills, the information that Director Greenleaf is going to teach you all in this presentation is so vital. And then especially what you do afterwards, what you do a month later. You can't say, well, that was a month ago. It's not bothering me anymore. It may, and that's okay. Somebody may say this wasn't a traumatic experience for me. But for the next person sitting next to you might say, but it was for me. And that's okay. Trauma doesn't respond to everybody the exact same way. Trauma doesn't look the same, and everybody isn't affected the same way. But being able to know yourself, being able to ask yourself that question, how did this make me feel? What is different in my body? What is going on? And is it time now for me to go speak to someone professionally about this? It's super important. If by chance there are any situations in this video that are triggering to you, because we know that life does life, you all may have had experiences prior to today, and it may be some triggering things in there. If you need to take a minute, if you need to step away, Ms. Whittington and myself will be on that side of the room. We can assess you, we can process with you, get you kind of back to a calmer moment and stabilize you so that you can finish the presentation. But know that it's okay to not be okay, whether it's right now, whether it's in the future, or whether it's way down the line in life. So we are here to help. Again, I am Ms. Royal. Ms. Kim Whittington is over there as well. If you have any questions, concerns about mental health, let us know. And if you do need any assistance now or after this presentation, please let us know. We are here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We can do better now. Right. Thank you. Thank you. And I also want to introduce someone else. He has been with us for a while, and I'm sure most of you already know him, but Officer Ross. I would like to also introduce you to him. So if you have not seen, I'm sure you've seen him because he's here, but if you have not met him, this is Officer Ross. He's the primary officer out here at this campus, along with other officers that we have. But he will be a picture that you will see all the time. This is Officer Ross.
Hello, everybody.
All right. So continue on. Other way. Thank you. All right, an active shooter is an individual actively engaged in killing or attempting to kill people in a confined and populated area. In most cases, active shooters use firearms and there is no pattern or method to their selection of victims. Like I said before, when I opened up, it's not always a handgun or a rifle or a firearm. It could be a knife, a pipe bomb, a screwdriver, a hammer, a car, razor blades, a bat. It could be a pencil, anything that has a sharp edge on it that could cause trauma. Mass shootings is defined as a maximum of 4 victims shot either fatally or not, excluding any shooters. So the latest statistics, 2024 hadn't come out yet, still too early. 2023, you had 48 incidents that occurred in 26 states, 244 casualties, 49 shooters, 48 male, 1 female, mass killings 15 with 31%. My neighbor that lives next door to me, he was in Nashville when the incident occurred in Nashville with the active shooter there at the hotel. I don't know if you remember that or not. So, I had a chance to talk to him and about his experience, and it is traumatizing. But the thing about it, he kept his head about himself and made sure that his family and all others that were around him went to a place of safety and locked themselves in and hid. And so none of them were hurt. But you just never know. It could happen anywhere, anytime. You think about, like I said, Nashville again, had that incident. And then, of course, remember when they had the explosion in Nashville. Remember that? That's massive. comparison of 2019 to 2023, you see that 2023 total incidents 48, 2022 50, 21 61, 40, and 30. For this year, there were 2 law enforcement officers killed, 12 wounded. 15 of them made the definition of mass shooting incident where law enforcement engaged the suspects were 12. This is real. And I'm sure you again remember the Kroger's incident in Collierville. And that's at home. That's here. Just think how close we are to Collierville right now. Attackers are often members of communities that they attack. So areas that they attack, open spaces, there were 28, commerce, shopping, places where you go shop, 14. Education, 3, healthcare, 2. I was going through physical therapy for injury I had, and the physical therapy location that I was at, everybody started panicking all of a sudden. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? There are other locations on the other side of town when a patient came in and shot the doctor. Just suppose that had been the one that I was at. That was an eye opener. Very much so an eye opener. Residents, 1, government locations, house of worship, and others, there were none for 2023. How will an attack end? It's likely to end violently. When I say end violently, of course, it's probably usually there's an active shooter or an active aggressor. They have nothing else to lose. So they're either going to be suicide by cop, or they're just going to fight it out until the police finally neutralize it. So it's going to end, and there are occasions where they do surrender. We do know that, but for the majority, more than likely, it's going to end in violence, most likely. How long would it take for the police to get there? Because the incidents last about 5 to 10 minutes. It takes police about 5 to 10 minutes to get there. In Memphis, like I said, I was a Memphis police officer. Our response times were anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes for most types of calls, especially emergency calls. Depends on where the officers are, and depends on how many officers you have out there that are open. But in situations like this will be a situation where it would more than likely, if it happened in Memphis, because I was on the SWAT team for Memphis. If it happens here in Memphis, it's going to be one of those situations where it's going to be an all call throughout the entire county. Everybody's coming. If it happens in Memphis, Bartlett's coming, Germantown's coming, Collierville's coming, Millington's coming. If it's happening, Sheriff Department's coming, everybody's coming. So there will be someone there very, very quickly. And they are trained, officers are trained. Years ago, we were trained to hold the scene, get more officers there, and then go in. That has changed. Officers are trained now where the first car on the scene, the first officer on the scene, whether you're by yourself, if you have to make this campus and you're here alone, you still have to act. You have to go in. You can't sit outside and wait on backup. That's what we signed on for. We put this 10 on our chest. We knew that our life would be in danger. We knew that, and that's something that we accept. Anybody have any questions so far? No? Yes, ma'am. Well, they were panicking because they knew the doctors. That was their other location. They knew the employees, they knew the doctors there. That's why, it was an emotional event for them, So, it was sad. It was sad. But, you know, in my mind, I'm thinking, if they had been here, my course of action would have been this, and this, you know? You have to have a plan. Familiarize yourself with the emergency exits, the escape routes, and areas of protection. So how many of you, when you first started coming to this building, how many of you looked to see where and how you could exit this building? There are a few of you. A lot of you just come in here and just go to your class, not haven't really paid any attention to where if something happens, I can get out this way. If it happens here, I can get out somewhere down there. If it happens down there, what do I have down here where I can get out? Where could I go hide? And in today's time, we have to think about these things because this is the world that we're in and we want to survive it, right? Because you all have a lot of time in life ahead of you. And you need to make it the best that you can. Have a way to let someone know what is or has happened. You have your cell phones, start calling 911. But you also need to put your phones on silent. Because if an active aggressor, active shooter is going down the hallways trying to find victims, you don't want your phone ringing and letting them know that you're hiding in this room. Okay? Practice your plan. You know, while you mingling around in the hallway, sometimes wait on the bus. Like, okay, so if something happened, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go in here. Oh, I'm going to go out this door. I'm going to go into this office and the locks, all the offices have locks. You can go into a room and turn the lock on the door. And those are some pretty sturdy doors. So it won't be easy for someone to try to kick down. Plus, someone that is looking for victims, they're looking for easy victims. They're not going to spend a whole lot of time trying to break into a room when he want to go hunting for people that are out and exposed. So the best thing to do, and you'll see, I'm going to show a couple of videos, is to try to get somewhere and hide, disappear. Share your plan. You know, I'm sure you buddied up with people. A lot of you all know each other. So, hey, this is what I would do if this happened. It's something to think about. Attackers do not just snap. Beware of indications of potential violence. Not all encompassing. All right, so some of the things you need to look out for people that you know that may be going through something, and you said, man, something's not right about my friend has changed. Something's going on. Increased use of alcohol or drugs, unexplained increase of absenteeism, vague physical complaints, noticeable decrease in appearance and hygiene because they don't care anymore. If I stop shaving every other day and stop trimming my little Fu Manchu goatee and all that, stop getting my hair cut, stop paying that $30 to get my hair cut, y'all need to be worried. Either I'm broke or I'm going through something. You better hope I'm waiting for the next check before I go get my hair cut again, resistance and overreaction to change in policy and procedures, just flying off the handle for the simplest thing. I just changed one of my policies, right? For our department. If somebody came in and like, oh man, you okay? Because that was a good change to that policy. It benefited you. So, but sometimes people are stuck and don't want anything to change. Repeated violations of policy, increased severe mood swings, explosive outbursts of anger or rage without or with little provocation. And going back to, I know you all are saying policy, you saying I'm not under that policy, but you're under your school's policies. You're under Southwest policies right now. Student conduct and all of that. So that does apply. Suicidal comments. If anybody makes suicidal comments, you need to notify the police immediately because you need to get that person some help. Okay? Need to get that person some help. Suspect or paranoid behavior, increasingly talk about problems at home or work, talks of previous violence, empathy with individuals who commit violence. If they think it's cool to see people being hurt, you need to be concerned because they may be fantasizing about doing the same themselves. Escalation of domestic problems into the workplace. How many of y'all have part-time jobs? Look out for this at work. You know, wherever you work at, look out for this at work. Increase of unsolicited talk about firearms or other dangerous weapons and violent crimes. Now, I talk about firearms a lot because I'm a certified firearms instructor. But see, when I talk about firearms, it's because most of the time I'm teaching or, you know, giving someone some good information on what type of firearm. If they ask me hey, I need to buy a firearm, what should I buy and why? That kind of thing. But if you got someone that's fantasizing over weapons and it seems a little odd to you, that they, you know, about it, be concerned. Social media displays. Social media rules the world right now, doesn't it? Just like I was watching, I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and all that stuff too. Don't be trying to find my TikTok page. So you be like, man, he's lying. But I got some stuff on that. But I was looking at a video, social media on Instagram, actually. This guy, he's a drug dealer, and he likes to post, go live, and he get his shipping in. So, of course, we the police, we be like, whoa. You know what I mean? And so the police have been watching it too. And so the next time he went live and got his shipping in, he holding up all these pounds of narcotics that he just got in. Guess what? Surprise, surprise, the door came crashing down. You know, so his arrest was live on Instagram. It was pretty entertaining. I laughed. You know. Flushed or pale face. That's no matter what race you are, that face will go flush in situations where, you know, they may be ready to do something that they shouldn't be doing. Okay? Sweating. Not like me sweating up here now because it's hot. And I got on too many t-shirts on there because I thought it was gonna be cool today. But sweating because you're stressed and you're having anxiety. Pacing restlessly or repetitive movements. Trembling or shaking, clenched jaws or fists, exaggerated or violent crimes. Let me go back to clenched jaws or fists. If you were talking to someone and you may be in a disagreement with them, you may not have the intention of fighting, but if you talk to that person, they're angry and they're sitting there with their fists closed and they're gripping their jaws, you may need to step back by 3 or 4 more steps while you're talking to them, trying to calm them down. And actually, you need to walk away from them because they're trying to make their mind up whether or not they want to impose violence upon you. Shallow, rapid breathing, scowling, sneering, or using abusive language, glaring or avoiding eye contact, violating your personal space. They get too close. Just go back to when we were in our COVID days, social distancing. You know, for me, it's arm's length. Back up. Of course, it comes natural to us because as police officers, we don't like people getting close to us anyhow while we're handling our duties. These lists are not comprehensive nor intended as a mechanism for diagnosing violent tendencies. Indicators are real flags and should be considered along with the totality of the circumstances. Meaning, like right now, I'm pacing, repetitive movements because I move my hands around. But it's because I'm presenting to you, not because I'm sitting here thinking about doing something that I should not be doing. Signs of a concealed weapon. So my weapon is exposed. This is not concealed. All right. Concealed is if I pull my shirt over it. But more than likely, you still probably be able to see some indication that I may have a weapon. on me. Now, if I'm off duty, you won't be able to tell because I'm trying to be concealed. Having a weapon stuck in their pants with the shirt over it, or a weapon in their pocket. And if they have a weapon in their pocket's gonna hang. It's gonna sag. You would notice that. And everybody noticed the form of weapon, how it's shaped. So if you see something like that, pay attention to it. Now, I know it is legal to carry your firearms in the state of Tennessee, not on this campus. Remember that. Not on this campus unless there are rules to it if a weapon is carried on campus. And you have to come through me for that. All right. I'm not gonna get into what the rules are, but they have to come through me. Inappropriate clothing. If it's hot outside and they got a big bubble jacket on, a sign of either mental health issues or they're trying to hide a weapon. Okay? Jacket sagging, something heavy in the pockets, bulges or outlines of weapons, visible weapon, palming. Palming is this, where, like, say, I don't want to mess my clicker up, they got it in their hand, and like from the outside, maybe a small weapon, you cannot see it, especially if like it's a knife or something. They got it in their hand and holding with their thumb or something where you can't see it, and they walk up to you like this. Any questions?
Couple questions.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to walk.
To the microphone, please.
Oh. But well, oh, joy. Hello? Oh, the light's still red.
Well, here. Why he's doing it.
Okay, actually, I have two questions.
Mhm.
I was at Walmart and, there was a young man, he was just walking like a regular young man.
Mhm.
Had on regular clothes. He had his gun on his side like yours, and I promise you, the fear went through me. Now, he wasn't acting mean or charging at anybody, but that scared me, and I was just grateful I was on my way out and he was on his way in. Because you said it's legal for people to carry guns in Tennessee, and I'm like, I'm just shopping at Walmart, and I'm like, that scared me.
Yeah, that is scary. I'm in the firm belief that if you're gonna carry a weapon for your self-protection, it should be concealed. Because for one, if I'm behind you in that line at Walmart and you have a very nice weapon on and you're sitting there and you're paying the bill, you're swiping your debit card, pay for your food. If I have in my mind that I want that weapon myself and I'm willing to take the risk, I may just snatch it out of the holster or snatch it out of your pocket. I've seen that done. People getting robbed with their weapons because they think that since I have on a weapon, nobody's going to mess with me. That is not correct. You will make yourself a victim. And if I'm a robber and I come in to rob that store and I see when I come in and I see who's in there and I see you have a weapon, you're gonna be my first victim. You're gonna be my first victim. So that's not good to do. Whenever you come of age and start carrying firearms, that is not the way to go. Next question.
Next question, the United Healthcare CEO, the person who shot him, people had empathy for him. People were, that's what I was seeing on the news and everything, it's like, he was a valedictorian, he was really smart. And, but he exhibited some of the signs that seemed like he was withdrawn and stuff from people who knew him before this happened and everything. And, he, shot that CEO in cold blood. And one of the reporters called it a hypothetical shooting because he wasn't even though he had health issues, he didn't even have anything to do with that healthcare company, you know? And you talked about how people get upset with changes in policies and stuff like that. To me, that shooting touched on a lot of things you've taught here today. And,
So basically, there are a lot of examples out there of what I'm saying, of what I'm speaking of. And with today, everything is recorded because there are cameras everywhere. A lot of this can be seen. So, and I'm not suggesting that you go out and find these videos and watch them because they can be traumatizing, you know, but these things are happening. And now it's up front in our face now because we can actually go online and Google it and find it and watch it.
okay, yeah, and that shooting also made me think, thank goodness the hotel worker did her job by asking him to take his mask down.
Mhm.
But that's how they got the video to identify him,
Yeah.
and the person identified him. So that was just a strange shooting that people empathize with, and I can understand it.
I'm not gonna make an excuse for that because it's wrong regardless. Regardless, it's wrong. There are different ways to handle things. Taking someone's life in that situation is not the way. Response. What is your role? Are you a bystander, employee, or management? Where others look to you for guidance, no decision must be made quickly and reasonably to protect your life. In every group, among peers, there's a leader. There's someone in that group. You may be at the same level, but someone is looking at someone else as a leader of that group. And if you are that person for the group of peers that you have, keep that in mind because when in times of stress, they will be looking to see what you may do. And if you are that person, lead them. Be that guidance for them. Keep that level head. Option one. Active shooter myth is if only we had a SWAT team or metal detectors. SWAT team was not just sitting around the corner. You know, if we call the MPD SWAT team, or in this case, I hear the Shelby County SWAT team, you know, they're going to respond, but they will be coming from different places. Who knows where they may be in the county. So you might not always see the SWAT team as the first ones here. You just want somebody here with a gun and badge, okay? Get out if all possible. Please, get out of the building. But be mindful when you go out of that building, make sure you're watching your surroundings and that there is no one else out there sitting up waiting on you to run out of the building. Get into a safe location, take cover. Call 911 when able and safe to do so. And when you call 911, give them the best information you can. What the suspect looks like, what type of weapon that he has. How tall is he? Is he or she a male, female? What their race, hair color, what they have on. All information is pertinent because because you think about when the police arrive, they are going to have to thread themselves through all the people that are running out to come in and try to find the suspect. And if they have good information on what the suspect looks like, it'll be easier for them so they won't mistake any of you for the bad guy. Option two, hide, barricade, lockout, find a safe place, get into one of these rooms, close the door, lock the door. You got it. Tables, chairs, desks, pile all that stuff up in front of the door. Just start pushing everything you can towards the door and block that door. So in case they do try to force their way in, they have more obstacles in their way. Call 911 when safe to do so. If you cannot speak, leave the line open and allow the dispatcher to listen. Dispatchers are trained to listen for background noise and all of that as well. And they gather a lot of information from that. So if you can't talk, just leave the line open. Remain calm. I know that's easy to say, but try your best. Take deep breath. Keep yourself calm, because you don't want to be, you don't want to, because a lot of times when people are panicking, they're making noise. You don't want to make any noise. Make a plan for what you might have to do next. That plan may be, you may have to fight if they do get into that room. But you don't want to be an easy victim. If you're going to take me, you have to earn it. You're going to have to earn it. Take action. As a last resort, when your life is in imminent danger, act as aggressively as possible. Like I said, you have chairs. You have computers in there. I will be throwing everything. I don't care if it's a keyboard. I'm throwing something. Okay? I'm throwing something. If I got a full drink can in my hand, I'm aiming at something vital on your body. Head, something to throw at you. Commit to your action. When you go in, go in. When you go in, go in. Like I said, just do it. You got everything to gain. You got everything to gain, which is your life. Everything to gain. If all possible, work with others as a team. As a group. If you don't have weapons, everybody can just rush. Hold them down, fight them down. I'm sure, everybody in here don't have on tennis shoes. I'm sure you got on some hard sole shoes like these that personal feelings. If you use them correctly. Emergency dial 911. Location of attack and attacker. Number of attackers. That's very important. Very important. Physical description. Number and types of weapons. Number of potential victims at the location. They will ask you that. How many people are hurt? How many people do you have in the room with you? When help arrives. When help arrives. Anybody recognize this fellow right here? Back in my 20s. And I was the beast. All right, that picture was taken by a reporter from a commercial field. We were conducting a rescue of a child in a hostage situation. So that was a live action photo. Huge zoom lens. I don't know how he caught that. He just happened to see it at the right time. When help arrives, law enforcement purposes is to stop the attack. Officers will proceed directly to the area of the attack. Officers will likely shout commands, may even be physical. They will be yelling when they come in. And if you're in their way and they're trying to get to where they hear, because we're trained to go to the gunfire or where we hear that may be where the violence may be occurring at. If you stop and if you grab that officer thinking he's going to, you want him to stop and help you, he's probably going to push you away, because he has to get to where the suspect is and stop the violence. The biggest thing is stop the violence, because even if the suspect, before we even get to him, if they know we're coming, they may stop the killing and neutralize themselves. So we have to get there quickly. Anything to make them pause. So one less shot that they fire is another life that we save. And there are, you can go online and look up Stop the Bleed if you want to know how to help render aid to people. Because you have things even on your person. I know younger generation don't wear belts like us old schoolers do, but you can use a belt as a tourniquet. Wrap it around someone's leg if they have a leg injury and they're bleeding. This is something you can go to just for your knowledge. Assess the psychological state of the individuals who are impacted. Return to normalcy as soon as possible. For additional information, please visit the Tennessee Office of Homeland Security official website under emergency protocol. All right, so let me go back to the PowerPoint and pull up the videos. All right, now, the videos that we're about to show has a little bit of violence. Well, not a little bit, has violence in it, okay? If you think, it's gonna be like watching TV, but if you think this may be disturbing to you, it's not gonna be gory. If you think it's gonna be disturbing to you, you can step out until the video is over, okay?
She can't take half of my money. I'm the one who worked for it. You're a lawyer. Do something about it. She's getting the house too? What are you, blind? Hey! This is my parking space.
Come on, Mark. I got here before you did.
Mark, there are plenty of other parking spaces back there.
Mind your own business. This is between me and her.
Look, you saw me use a turn signal.
It's ridiculous to get upset over a parking space. Jeez. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Leah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Well, good luck at that presentation today.
Have a good day.
So what is eating Mark? He used to be one of the nicer guys around here.
I don't know. He's been really difficult to work with lately. The other day in a meeting, I heard he left in a huff, and last week at lunch, okay, I saw it. He totally flipped out because the waitress got his order wrong.
Well, I heard he was going through a really messy divorce.
Oh, that's no reason to threaten your coworker, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We should go to HR.
I really don't want to do that. I don't want to spend my whole morning at HR. Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
I heard about what happened in the parking garage. Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not a great way to start your morning.
No kidding.
How did you hear?
Office gossip. But don't worry, I will take care of it, okay?
Thank you.
No problem.
Gotcha.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.
You wanted to see me?
Yeah, please, have a seat.
I'll stand.
Would you mind closing the door, please? Mark, I heard about the incident today in the parking garage. I have to tell you, there have been some consistent complaints about your aggressive behavior, and that type of behavior is not acceptable here. Do you understand? I also need to speak with you about your performance lately. Your work quality's been very poor, and we've decided that we need to place you on a probationary period of 1 month. We'll be evaluating you weekly, and at the end of that period, if we don't see some significant improvement, then there will be some serious consequences. Mark, you could lose your job over this.
Fine.
Do you want to discuss this further? I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
No. Are we done here?
Yes, we're done.
This is it. I can't take this anymore.
All right. So you see there, that's an example of, workplace where you have a situation where you have an employee that's not happy with his situation in life. period, and brings it to work and displaying unnecessary anger at work. So these, like I said, those are things you need to look out for. While he's pulling up the next video, do anybody have any questions about that video? All right. Just remember this. If it feels weird to you, you need to say something. If it feels uncomfortable to you, your interaction with a peer, coworker, or whatever, you need to say something. Okay? Don't let things, too many incidents have occurred because people have not spoken up. Speak up. It could save your life, the life of others, the life of people you love. You know, I was at the mall, taking my son to get a haircut. Oak Brook Mall, they had a guy running through the mall with a gun. And that was a big eye opener for me. You know, I'm used to dealing with this type of thing when I'm at work, from off. You know, so I pushed my son into a corner, and we ran into one of the stores, pushed him into a corner, and had his book bag with it, because I had just picked him up from school, his computer was in the book bag, didn't want to leave the book bag in the car. So I put that book bag in front of his chest, turned it backwards. Because with books and computers in it, it will stop around. And that's what, you know, these are things you have to think about. Remember, y'all carry book bags, right? And it's full of what? Books, computers? Put that book bag on instead of having it on your back. Put it on the front. And what's your question?
Chest plate.
Yes. Yes, she is very true. That means she is very correct. That's very true. I have seen those. Thank you for that. Thank you for reminding me. But that is true. They do sell backpacks where you can put ballistic plates in them. That's what they call it, ballistic plates. We ready? All right.
It may feel like just another day at the office, but occasionally, life feels more like an action movie than reality. The authorities are working hard to protect you and to protect our public spaces. But sometimes bad people do bad things. Their motivations are different. The warning signs may vary, but the devastating effects are the same. And unfortunately, you need to be prepared for the worst. If you were ever to find yourself in the middle of an active shooter event, your survival may depend on whether or not you have a plan. The plan doesn't have to be complicated. There are 3 things you could do that make a difference. Run, hide, fight. First and foremost, if you can get out, do. Always try and escape or evacuate, even when others insist on staying. Encourage others to leave with you, but don't let them slow you down with indecision. Remember what's important, you, not your stuff. Leave your belongings behind and try to find a way to get out safely. Trying to get yourself out of harm's way needs to be your #1 priority. Once you are out of the line of fire, try to prevent others from walking into the danger zone and call 911. if you can't get out safely, you need to find a place to hide. Act quickly and quietly. Try to secure your hiding place the best you can. Turn out lights, and if possible, remember to lock doors. Silence your ringer and vibration mode on your cell phone. And if you can't find a safe room or closet, try to conceal yourself behind large objects that may protect you. Do your best to remain quiet and calm. As a last resort, if your life is at risk, whether you are alone or working together as a group, fight. Act with aggression. Improvise weapons. Disarm him. And commit to taking the shooter down, no matter what. Try to be aware of your environment. Always have an exit plan. Know that in an incident like this, victims are generally chosen randomly. The event is unpredictable and may evolve quickly. The first responders on the scene are not there to evacuate or tend to the injured. They are well trained and are there to stop the shooter. Your actions can make a difference for your safety and survival. Be aware and be prepared. And if you find yourself facing an active shooter, there are 3 key things you need to remember to survive. Run, hide, fight.
All right. So, we also have, in situations like that, we have what's called Southwest Emergency Response Team. So, Mr. Mark is one of our members. He was, when he started here at Southwest, he called me to eagerly join the team. So he will be one of the ones that you would look for when something happens, because he's going to also help you try to get to safety. Any other CERT members in here? Oh, Mr. Stuckey, Brian Stuckey right here. He's one as well. So they will let you know who they are. They will let you know who they are. So, and they're employees of Southwest that volunteered for this responsibility. So I want to thank them for that as well. All right. So do anyone have any more questions? I know it's time to wrap up, but do anyone have any more questions? All right. I want to thank you for being here. I'm happy to be able to share this with you. So keep in mind what we have seen here today, what we have learned here today. And just remember, we're here for your protection. Police services are here to provide the best professional service to you that we can as police officers. We are state certified police officers. So always remember that. All right. So thank you very much.